Over the course of, I'd say, about 5 to 10 years at this point, I've started to notice that, and it's not for everyone, but I have noticed it for the people that are this way. And that is that, and I suppose that this is a matter of me starting to really form standards for myself in relationships, right? But I'm really starting to notice the different ways that some people talk to me that I don't like, right? And some stuff is just blatantly fucking abusive, and other things might kind of be more subtle. But what's most important is that I understand how I want to be talked to. And it's just very simple. The cool thing here is that I have gotten enough out of abusive dynamics with people that there has been enough space created. This is really cool, by the way. There has been enough space, and not only space, but also awareness created in my life to allow for healthier dynamics with people. Let me just, I'll say this to make this make a bit more sense. You can't be what you can't see, right? You're not going to just decide to be something that doesn't really make sense because maybe you feel like it's never been done before because you've never seen it, right? You're probably not going to have a healthy relationship with somebody unless you're actually given the opportunity to do so, right? If all you've ever known in your life are unhealthy dynamics with people, right? Where there are different forms of abuse taking place, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, regardless, right? You really are not going to start having healthier dynamics until you know what that's like. And by the way, for people that are very comfortable and familiar with abusive dynamics, the opposite feels weird, right? Being treated with respect and kindness and love when you've had the bloody murder shit kicked out of you your entire life by people before that, it's gonna feel fucking weird. It really is, right? It's wild how often when we've been treated like shit for so long, when somebody comes along and starts to treat us with respect, right? Maybe we get anxious about it. Maybe we get weird about it. Maybe we start to push them away, right? Because we feel like we don't deserve to be treated that way, right? And so, you know, I'm at this point in my life now where, and by the way, I need to make this very clear in this video. um, just to kind of like shoot out of the sky all of the bullshit and potential criticism. I'm a human, right? I have made mistakes. I have contributed to unhealthy dynamics, right? Um, I have done things and I have said things that I would argue are considerably abusive. I am learning to be better, right? I don't actively walk down the road and tell people to go fuck themselves, right? I don't verbally abuse people. Um, Again, I have said things to people that are not healthy, right? But it's also been from a place of reaction, right? Um, if somebody punches you in the face, you're going to react a certain way to it, right? That's what I'm talking about here. Um, but it's fascinating because I've had enough exposure to healthy dynamics in relationships that unhealthy dynamics have lost their taste, which their taste was never really, enjoyable. Um, Unhealthy dynamics can really only last if a person is. I'm not going to claim all or nothing here. I'll just say this. What I've learned is that unhealthy dynamics in relationships last because a person maybe is masochistic or sadistic, right? They derive pleasure from pain, for themselves and for other people, right? And that kind of stuff persists, it lasts. But I'm really becoming aware of unhealthy dynamics, abusive dynamics. I'm really doing the best that I can to make sure that I don't partake in them, meaning that I don't serve them on a fucking platter to the person that I'm in a relationship with, whether platonic or romantic, right? But I'm really starting to notice things from people that I interact with that I just don't like. And I'm allowed to not like them, right? My boundaries are my boundaries. What I choose to do with a person, the kind of conversation that I choose to have with a person, what I choose to tolerate being said to me from a person is entirely up to fucking me. And that's just the way that it is, right? And the more I heal and the more I gain a greater perspective on healthy dynamics with people, the more I see the unhealthy dynamics for what they are, right? The more I look at them and I'm like, yeah, I don't like being called stupid. I don't like being called an idiot. I don't like being called this, that, and the other. I like being called Chris, and I like being asked how my day is going. I like being taken into consideration. I like feeling cared for. I don't like feeling used and abused and like you're just here to get something from me. I don't like feeling that way. And then when you finally got what you needed, you're out. I don't like that. I really don't. I've really been doing the best that I can to starve myself of all of the comfort and familiarity that I have learned and been conditioned by through unhealthy dynamics in relationships. Can people change? Sure. Are they going to? Maybe. Is it possible to tell the likelihood of somebody actually changing? From a professional standpoint, like in a professional setting, and when I say that I really mean like therapy, it's much easier to tell whether a person is going to change or not, the trajectory of their potential growth, right? Is it worth waiting around for people to change? Based in my experience, because I've had plenty of experience with this, no, it is not. Because they're probably not going to change, right? They were the way that they were before they met you. It wasn't you, it is them. And they're probably going to continue to be the way that they have been after they leave you. Again, it's not you, it's them. Anytime a person blames their behavior on you, they've lost. They've lost touch with themselves, they've lost touch with reality, they've lost touch with fucking everything. They lack responsibility, they lack accountability, and that's not fucking your fault. It's not my fault, it's not his fault, it's not her fault, it's not anybody's fault, except the person who's choosing to react in the way that they're choosing to react, and it's just that fucking simple. Again, let me make it very clear as I end off this video that I have participated and contributed in unhealthy and unfortunately, I mean, they're both unfortunate, but unhealthy and abusive dynamics. I would say more so from a place of reaction, right? Again, if somebody punches you in the face, either you're going to try to get away from them because you don't want it to happen again, or you're probably going to punch them back, right? And maybe even harder. A lot of my unhealthy behaviors in relationships have been based around how I've reacted to things that have been said or done to me, and that's it, right? And now really what I'm looking to do in regards to that is, I mean, there are two ways you can approach this, right? I'll end off with this because I think this will be helpful. You're not going to change them. Don't try to. You will waste your time with that. There are two things that I could see a person doing in a relationship with unhealthy and abusive dynamics. One, communicate how you feel about what's happening, right? Communicate that you need X, Y, and Z to change, or else you can't stick around, right? If you've tried that and it still doesn't change, leave. If you feel like you can't do that, when I say you can't do that, I mean you can't communicate how you feel and your needs and everything, leave. It's probably not worth it.